And to shed more light on the development on the ground, as U.S. President Donald Trump has introduced the deadline-driven approach that is reshaping not only the trajectory of the conflict but also the role of international institutions such as the United Nations. At the core of this development is an ultimatum reportedly issued to Iran demanding an immediate cessation of its disruptive action, particularly in the Strait of Hormuz, and the rollback of its military escalation across the region. The ultimatum, framed within a narrow time frame, reflects a corrective diplomacy strategy. It seeks to force compliance not through a gradual negotiation but through the credible threat of overwhelming force. As deadline ticks, the looming question is not simply whether Iran will comply but whether the United States is prepared to follow through on its threat in the event of defiance. To shed more light on the development on the ground, as the ultimatum of U.S. President Donald Trump is about to end and the deadline of his threat against Iran is looming, how we are seeing the situation on the ground. To shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Hassan Waguih, our international relations expert. Dr. Waguih, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Sir, how does the ultimatum issued by Donald Trump reflect a broader shift from a multilateral diplomacy to unilateral strategy in the U.S. foreign policy, as of course we have seen the threat by the U.S. president if Iran did not accept to open the Strait of Hormuz and stop any hostilities and accept the demands of the United States, then the United States will start to attack the infrastructure and the electricity facilities and plants in Iran. So how do you see the situation on the ground as of today, sir?
Actually, this is all fair-minded people really have one point to raise, taking all these people of the world as a hostage for this conflict is rejected. The Pope, the Vatican Pope, today made a very good statement that to address, to bombard the entire people like the Iranian people is not fair enough, is not acceptable at all for any reasonable person. Many people talked about war crimes, and these war crimes against humanity. Actually, if it took place and you disrupt everything, and the other party desperately disrupts also other things in utilities, taking the Gulf as hostage, as the Gulf is resisting getting into the war against Iran. But if Iran continues to do that in a desperate way, in a suicidal move to protect itself as the only avenue for her, this is not acceptable too. And the United Nations, Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations, really made the statement like what is happening. He is totally against this unfair war, and he is also against any attack on the Gulf countries as well, taking hostages. I think that the whole world now is in a competition between the ultimatum given by Trump and the initiatives, and the Egyptian diplomacy has exerted a great deal of effort, and the other initiatives are being exerted too to prevent what is this ultimatum from being operationalized.
Indeed, sir. To what extent this ultimatum actually is a genuine attempt to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and a pretext for a wider military escalation against Iran and a complete destruction to the infrastructure in Iran?
The problem is that this is a very self-defeating strategy from my own point of view.
Yes.
Because even if you succeeded in destroying most of the living items in Iran, living entities in Iran, I think you will succeed in getting the whole world as this area as full of militias. And the militias could do the same thing, could close her mall, that you think you can open it by force.
So what are the realistic military options available to the U.S. if actually Iran refuses to comply with the ultimatum and accept the diplomatic solution to end the crisis and the escalation in the region? And we have seen this threat by the U.S. President to return Iran to the Stone Age, as he said, and to totally destroy the Iranian civilization, as he said in his latest statements. So how do you see here the military situation on the ground if the Iranian did not comply to the ultimatum by President Trump?
First of all, it is a wrongful philosophy that if you are in disagreement with anyone, you can cancel him out. This is against all principles and maxims in negotiating and maxims of humanity. So this is the first to be stated. The second thing is that what kind of military operation you can succeed? You can succeed partially. You will never be able to succeed fully. So it is better that you can be a man of peace, a man of using the rhetoric to put the other side under pressure. But again, you can leave the whole area and you can leave Hormuz, as you mentioned before. And I think that is a way out of this. And I think that he claimed already victory. So he claimed that he changed the regime. Okay, he claimed that he did very good operations against Iran. I think if you can have achieved much like that, you can claim victory too. But short of being a criminal against humanity, doing what could not be tolerated and acceptable by any fair-minded person in the world.
Yes. Dr. Waguih, of course, the Pakistani mediation is continuing with the help, of course, of the diplomacy of Egypt, the mediation of Egypt and many countries in order to try to end the crisis in the region. What are the expected scenarios from your point of view that would be taking place in few hours as the U.S. President is giving an ultimatum, the diplomacy is trying to end the crisis? So what are we going to, what are we expecting to witness in the coming few hours?
Actually, either the Pakistani and the Egyptians and all initiatives would succeed in saving the world and saving Mr. Trump from himself and giving away an outlet out of this situation with a reasonable language for every party. And I think that is a real good potential, but it is a possibility still.
Yes.
But the other thing is that if you insist on maximizing gains only in the battlefield and maximizing things like destroying the other party, you will never be calculating the intervention of powers like China and Russia. Russia has considered Iran as a buffer zone for its borders.
Yes.
So they will never accept that the Chinese is the same thing.
Yes,
and
indeed.
The militias everywhere would react also.
Yes, indeed.
Why this hassle? You can cancel out all of this.
Yes. Indeed, Dr. Hassan Waguih, our international relations expert, thank you so much, sir, for your precious input. Always a pleasure. And